present here, our speakers, audience, people from Herky. And so today as you all know, we are having a seminar which is being hosted by Accenture. And the topic for the seminar is Power Up Your Finance and Accounting Career. I will be your moderator and host for today. Let me now just take this opportunity to introduce myself. So I am Parul Tripathi, a corporate sales professional, also a corporate trainer, motivational speaker, and a TEDx speaker. Academic course, I've done my master's in biochemistry, followed by a bachelor's in education from Mumbai University. I started my career in education industry. Having worked in education industry for almost around a decade, I switched my field. I started working as a corporate trainer in the corporate world, and I am a certified trainer from Indian Academy of Training and Development. And but at core, I'm a passionate teacher and a trainer, because this job of mine gives me an opportunity to be an agent of change in people's life. And trust me, nothing can be more satisfying than this. So yeah, this was a short introduction about myself. Let's start with the session. So let me just share the agenda of today's meeting with all of you. So we have an exciting agenda lined up for all of you, which is filled with a lot of insights, opportunities, and perspective from our esteemed speakers at Accenture. So whether you are somebody who have just started your work journey and you have entered into the workforce, or whether you are somebody who is a seasoned working professional, this webinar has been designed in mind, keeping all your needs in mind. So I'm sure you're going to get a lot of insights, perspective about the job opportunities at Accenture in career and finance. So today we'll delve into the diverse and dynamic world of finance and accounting at Accenture, and we explore the array of job opportunities over there, how we foster a culture of inclusivity and diversity at Accenture, and how, most importantly, how you can leverage your skills and experiences and carve out a rewarding career path with us. So throughout the session, you'll get a lot of opportunity to directly engage with the senior leader from Accenture and connect with your peers in this networking session. And lastly, you can explore current job opportunity with Accenture and learn how you can be part of our innovative team. So we are starting now. Now, let me just take this opportunity to introduce our speakers. So we'll go to each of the speaker and they'll introduce themselves and they'll start. Okay, so can I call upon Shrishti Deshmukh? Shrishti is a lead business operation in Accenture operations. Over to you, Shrishti, for your introduction, and then we will move on to the next speaker for his introduction.
Thank you, Parul, and good morning, everyone. This is Shrishti Deshmukh. I am the accounting and finance lead, managing the Mumbai operations for finance and accounting. Glad to see so many people on the team right now. I've been with Accenture for last 6 years. I've come with overall 30 plus years of experience in finance and accounting domain, majorly, managing the finance and accounting piece for the clients. Also, being engaged in a lot of acquisitions and mergers for my organization that I worked before Accenture. I'm a qualified accountant and also completed various degrees in terms, I've completed a lot of other education and continue to do so even currently. Happy to have you everybody here and looking for a very engaging session.
Thank you so much, Shrishti. I'm sure our audience is eagerly waiting to hear from you. Now we move on to our next speaker, who's Mr. Sunil Prasad. He's lead inclusion and diversity for Mumbai location at Accenture operations. Over to you, Sunil.
Perfect. Thank you, Parul, and good morning to each one of you who is part of this call. My name is Sunil Prasad. I am, beside leading the inclusion diversity agenda for Mumbai location, I also lead F&A engagements across Mumbai as well as Chennai. By qualification, I'm an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. Did my black belt from GE as well. Overall with Accenture for about 7.5 years as well. So inclusion and diversity, for which this call is all about, right? It's one of the key themes / agenda, and we'll talk and dwell more on this, right? And it's so good that we have all of you who are part of this call, and I would love to hear from you beside me talking about inclusion and diversity. And I'm really looking forward for this interactive session. Over to you, Parul.
Thank you so much, Sunil. And last but not the least, we have Mr. Mridul Chakravarti, who will also be moderating the question answer session for us. Over to you, Mridul, for your introduction.
Thank you so much, Parul, and good morning, everyone on the call. I know it's pretty early for all of us. My name is Mridul, and I manage F&A recruitment for India operations. Apart from that, I have a few other capabilities that I kind of manage, like pharma, life sciences, sales, and languages for India. Been with Accenture for about 4 years now, overall about 22 years of experience. I started off doing advertising. I studied advertising and mass communication, then changed over to training. I've done a bit of training in my life. Worked with companies like IBM, TCS, and is here now. Very excited to have all of you here, and always very inspired to have these kind of conversations. So looking forward to the question answer session. Looking forward to this session in general. Thank you. Thank you, Parul. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mridul and other speakers. I'm sure our audience is excited and elated to hear from all of you. So now we are beginning with the session. And we are now moving on to, in fact, I will now hand it over to Shishti, who will be taking our first session. So Shishti, stage is all yours.
Thank you. Thanks once again, Paul. Okay, so just to begin with, right? When we talk about Accenture, many people start thinking, oh, it's the IT industry, software, and technical platform. So what are we doing here? Talking about finance and accounting, right? And then you'll also have some target audience thinking this is a BPO operation. So which means BPO is call center, right? So again, what is finance and accounting doing here? So I just wanted to clarify, we are much beyond a call center or IT giant. Of course, we are the IT giant. Accenture is the IT giant, but it is also one of the largest finance and accounting, hosting the finance and accounting professionals, because we manage the client's finance and accounting operations. Accenture has close to 37,000 people who are finance and accounting professionals, and almost we serve 300 plus clients across multiple delivery sectors. So what does it mean? So we are replica of the client finance team based out of the different delivery locations. So we are not on the client location, but multiple locations wherever our delivery centers are. Like I'm based out of Mumbai, and I have a team of, Mumbai has almost 1900 plus finance and accounting professionals who day in and out are taking care of the data management, bookkeeping, tax, treasury, talk everything, and we are doing that today. So that's the biggest reality about finance and accounting that we manage. Of course, since we are location agnostic, and we are delivering out of any location for any country in the world, anywhere. We do serve clients of multiple geographies. And when I say multiple geographies, sitting in India, we manage accounting for clients in the US, APAC region, EME region. So our teams are very flexible in terms of adjusting our time zone to the client time zone. So when it comes to client, for the client, we are available 24/7 in terms of their for any queries that they have on day-to-day business. It also means, so it's not just about call center. As I said, we are the accounting team. So when we talk to our clients, we always say I'm XYZ. I don't say I'm Accenture. We say I'm XYZ. So it's your team sitting and based out of Mumbai or the location. The different functions that we have is, you will hear P2P, that's procure to pay, record to report, tax, order to cash, collections, FP&A. These are the different areas or profiles that we manage. And currently, if I really talk about the breakup, we almost are pretty much 40% of procure to pay teams of the overall capability that we have. Similar percentage for record to report, and now tax and FP&A are emerging. So clients are now looking at us as their business partners, managing their finance and getting into their business, transforming ourselves from a transactional role to more of analytical roles. We are now in the era of transformation, right? So not only technically transforming ourselves, but clients also expect that we come with a lot of data insights for them. We work together with them to drive, about productivity through automation. And these automation opportunities that we identify and execute also help us and the client to reinvest that into new capabilities and reskilling. So we are kind of redefining the role of corporate business units, managing their data management, analytics, support innovation. So the current CFOs are demanding more analytical finance professionals versus the traditional bookkeeping. Any questions or that you have?
Thank you so much, Shrishti. Now I would request our audience to put up their question because your cameras and mics will be on off, so you can interact with Shrishti through your questions in the chat box. You can start putting up your questions.
And one thing that I really want to talk about is because many a times people think, oh, this is finance operations. How do I work night operations? But we are very much in a very safe and secured environment. We have close to 50% of diversity, women diversity, who are part of my team or our team, right? And Accenture has been promoting a lot women leadership as well. So 50% of our team members are women employees working from different locations, from office, and managing equal, at par with the male colleagues.
So, Shashi, what specific programs does Accenture offer to help early career professionals develop their skills and progress within the finance and accounting department?
We have multiple development programs, like for the beginners we have academies, finance and accounting academies. So people who want to move into different domains, for example, for an entry point finance and accounting, we would always have procure to pay as the entry point. But looking at the skills and capabilities of individuals, if they want to explore opportunities within record to report or FP&A, we do give them provide training and assess their skills basis, which we give them opportunity into multiple areas. And that is one of the biggest advantage, right? Because working with an organization like Accenture, because you are serving multiple clients, multiple capabilities, that allows you to explore your career. Other than that, we also have special programs. I'm sure Mridul also will touch upon that in terms of, what are the special programs for women development. But overall, even from a development perspective, Sunil on the call is leading the ELP program that's called Emerging Leaders Program, which is also promoting leaders, right, who go through a dedicated training program, extensive development program in terms of how do you become from a processor to a team leader and manage diverse teams.
Oh, great. And how can participants, like for our audience's sake, I'm asking this question, and how can our participants, they prepare to stay relevant in an evolving industry in terms of in the segment of finance and accounts?
See, first of all, the most important thing is, right, for me, having the right attitude and mindset is very critical. And especially with women, I observe that people come back saying that, oh, how do I work night shifts? How do I, how do I have kids to take care of? I have this. But so we all go through that, and it is important that you know exactly what's happening in the market. Having the right learning attitude is critical. It doesn't matter whether you're managing P2P today, but if you have the right learning attitude and your learning agility is high, you will develop in your career and be a star performer in any field. So we have dearth of opportunities in FNA. As long as you're willing to learn and show that zeal and craving and hunger, you definitely get that opportunities.
Absolutely. I think you have pointed out very well that having the right mindset is very important to survive in this VUCA world. Anyone from the audience who wants to ask any question from Srishti, they can put up their questions in the chat box. Okay, great. I think they'll be asking their questions in a while.
So
So now we move. Yes.
I have been responding to some of the chats there with the questions, but if there is any very interesting question which comes up, I've just said that I'm going to answer some of the interesting questions there, but otherwise I'm responding to those chats, guys, on the chat window, just for you, just so you know, right?
Okay, I'm not able to access my question and answer this thing in the section in my this thing.
Don't worry, I'm having a look at it, so I will anchor to it, Parul.
Okay.
Let's move on to our next panelist.
Okay, so our next panelist is Sunil. Sunil, over to you for your session.
Perfect. Thank you, Parul, and thank everyone for being a part of this session again. Right, as I called out earlier. So now, as we all know, that this call or this session is about inclusion and diversity, right? But I actually also wanted to understand or slash know from you, what do we understand by the term diversity and inclusion? I'll just pause and wanted to see some reaction. Maybe you can type on the chat. Will the audience have the access to chat, Parul?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do have.
Okay. While we get some response, right? And this is what Accenture thinks or believe in about inclusion and diversity, right? Wherein we say that inclusion is having a work environment in which every single person is treated fairly, respectfully, and has equal access to all the opportunity and resources. And diversity relates to many ways in which we all may differ, and we all know that we have various characteristics, and but makes us unique. And in fact, diversity, as we call it, it's a byproduct of inclusion. Now I'll once again switch over to see if there are any reaction from the audience. No problem. I think let me continue with that.
I think let's continue, and there will be some questions which will come out at the end of that, and I'm going to bring them up and direct to you or Srishti accordingly, right?
Sure. Thank you, Mridul. Right. So let me do a double click on inclusion as to why and what do we understand by inclusion. So there was a study, which was published in Nature Neuroscience, and the key theme was that when a person perceives that their relationship with another person is under threat, the brain responds by activating a basic alarm system, right? And these processes contributes to many diseases, right? Now, the point is, why am I talking about this study? Because it's important that we all, when we talk about inclusion, we talk about being a part of a team, being a part of an organization. It is very important for each one of us to be inclusive now, right? And now the other part of the story is that when we have, or when we can have the most diverse organization, or when we have the most diverse organization like Accenture, but if we don't have the inclusive culture, which means everybody is not coming together, everybody is not bringing the best of their potential / ability, we as an Accenture cannot harness the power of diversity. In fact, we will not be able to innovate, will not be able to collaborate, will not be able to personalize, and will not be able to execute our objectives as well, right? And in fact, this is another thing that, or another study, if I may talk about, right, which was done and which revealed the uniqueness and belongingness are strong predictors of inclusion now, which means that the more we make our people inclusive, the more we make our people included in a culture, in an organization, we'll have more ability, or we'll have more power to innovate. Any thought on that? Anything, or anybody wants to comment on anything that I just spoke about? Okay. Now let me do a further double click on diversity, right? Now Accenture is extremely strong in terms of driving inclusion, diversity. And in fact, Srishti was talking about, right, that our objective was and still is to be 50-50 by 2025, but we'll be touching that, or we'll be reaching there much before that, right? In fact, in Mumbai itself, as Srishti also spoke about, right, her team is greater than or equal to 50% in terms of diverse workforce, right? But why are we saying that diversity is so important, right? There are, again, various factors, but again, want to call out few things, right? That organizations or companies which focuses on diversity, they are doing exceptionally well compared to their competitors on the financial performance as well. Now the question is, the question would be or could be, how is diversity actually or will be improving the financial performance? And again, it has been seen, validated, verified, and proven that organizations or companies in the top quartile of gender diversity were 15% more likely to have financial returns higher than the industry median. Now, 15% is, believe me, a very big jump compared to the competitors when we are talking about the industry median, right? In fact, there was a study which was done by McKinsey and Company in 2013, 2014 or so, right, which said that companies in the top quartile for the ethnic diversity were 35% more likely to have financial returns. Now, imagine 35% more financial return compared to the industry median. That is the power of inclusion diversity. I'll give two more stats, and that will probably scratch your head, that gender diverse teams are 45 to 47% more likely to improve the market share. And I'm sure these stats, these numbers are over the board across everywhere, but we many times we don't give it a thought in terms of what could be or what is the power of inclusive and diverse teams, right? Last stats, and then probably I'll talk on something else as well, right? That the diverse companies like Accenture are 70% more likely to capture new markets. Now, what is the theme, or what is the objective of every organization, right? Profitability, the clients are happy, the people are happy, inclusive culture, diverse team, etc., 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 right? But unless and until we do not execute what we are preaching or what we are talking, it doesn't make sense, right? And that is the power of Accenture, wherein this agenda of inclusion and diversity is actually set up by our CEO, Julie Sweet. And in fact, in many forums, or in fact, in every single forum, all the executive leadership of Accenture, and entire Accenture I'm talking about, right? More than 700,000 people across globe are extremely passionate about driving inclusion and diversity, because of the fact that not only to say that, oh, we are 50% diverse team, or we are X% inclusive team, but we firmly believe in the power of inclusion and diversity. I'll pause to see any reaction if there are.
None so far, so you can carry on.
Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah. Now I spoke about Accenture, right, as to why we are doing this, and what is the theme, or why Accenture, as well as what are the things that we are driving from the inclusion and diversity perspective, right? So our diversity makes Accenture, extremely innovative organization. That is the reason you will see that Accenture is actually the front runner, or the path breakers, if I may call it, in all the industries, or across the world, or across the globe, right? When we talk about the path breaking organization, right? Because the power of various background, various culture, various experience, and as I said, right, the greater diversity of thought, and ultimately we create extremely innovative solutions. Because if people like me, or everyone who's a part of my team are actually thinking about me, we will not be able to innovate anything. We'll just be thinking of one solution which is common to all, and that's where Accenture is different, right? Because we respect, we recognize, we very authentically, we value the power of inclusion and diversity. It makes us unique. And if I talk about inclusion and diversity, right, please, there is program for various program, I would say, right, which is extremely inclusive, right? We talk about pride, right? When I talk about pride, it is that how can ensuring that our people are authentic at work, regardless of any sexual orientation, any gender diversity, anything, right, which has to do with the pride. Gender, we spoke about, right? Our objective is 50% by 2025, but we'll be reaching uh, prior to that, right, or before that, right? Caregivers, right? And when we talk about caregivers, we are ensuring that we enable our people to have a complete work-life integration in a truly human manner. Disability inclusion. In fact, this is one of the theme which Accenture is again extremely passionate about, involving all the or most of the DI folks base, and there are various ailments slash diseases which Accenture has extended to all the folks who want to be a part of Accenture but are a part of DI family as well. I would say, right? Veteran inclusion. In fact, this is one of the things wherein we are saying that we are going to be empowering the ecosystem for our military veterans, right? So imagine someone who has served the country, is coming to Accenture, contributing to Accenture's vision, like they did for their countries also, right? Mental health and wellness, right? This is one of the things that, again, Accenture is very passionate about in terms of driving, in terms of how do we shift the focus. Not only how do we shift the focus to our mental wellness, not only from the physical perspective, but how do we create a progressive culture, and our progressive culture of care, proactiveness, and prevention of things which can be because of the work that we do as well, right? And again, as I said, right, cross-culture diversity, irrespective of where we come from, irrespective of caste, creed, our sexual orientation, color of our skin, nothing going, right? This is what Accenture talks about, right? I'll just take Parul another 2-3 minutes, which talks about what are the things that we are doing for enabling our women to reach the full potential. Is that okay with you, Parul?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Right. So there are various programs, as I called out earlier, right? When I talk about uh, programs that Accenture is driving, right? For example, there is one program which is called RM. Now, what RM is all about, right? It is actually RM is the starting point, right? Which say that we are going to have a very inclusive internship program, which is specifically for the women force who are from economically disadvantaged background, right? So this is where Accenture is also focusing on, right? That we'll have women who are going to be joining our organization, but are not from are from economically disadvantaged background. That's where we are doing, right? Career reboot program is another thing that wherein we are saying that our women colleagues who would have taken a break for the new transition in their life would be joining Accenture and as a full-time employment, right? That's again another program that we are talking about, right? That we have in place. There is another program called Vahini, right? This is for internal and external pioneering women network program, which wherein the women work towards the inclusion of the women workforce, as well as across the levels within Accenture, right? Returning mother program is another program wherein we are saying that how do we support our colleagues who have returned from their motherhood journey, right? And that's where Accenture talks about various program in terms of leadership program. LDP is one of the thing. We have Grow Women. We have another program wherein we are actually calling out the women colleagues slash their nomination who could be elevated to the leadership level, right? So for example, we have live example like Srishti, right? Who is a part of Accenture leadership team as well. And that's how Accenture is actually nurturing the talent. Accenture is actually focusing on driving the inclusion and diversity agenda, right? I can go on and on, but I am cognizant of the time. But if there are any questions, happy to take that now or on the chat. But now I'll give it to Parul to take us to the next session. Over to you, Parul.
Thank you so much, Sunil, for sharing that diversity and inclusion. They are essential aspects for a supportive work environment, and also sharing what kind of initiative Accenture has been taking to include diversity and inclusivity at their workplace. I'm sure our folks would have been enlightened by the efforts Accenture has been taking towards including all sorts of people from different kinds of backgrounds. I would like to take a couple of questions from the audiences. So. Somebody is asking, I'm on a career break right now. It's been almost 3 years. I have prior experience of approx 10 years in corporate finance, investor relations, and finance business partnering role. Do I need to undergo any program training first, or can directly have opportunity to join Accenture?
I think, if you have experience of 10 years and you've taken a career break, and at some point in time, all of us do take career breaks, right? For personal reasons, or sometimes just to travel the world, if it may be, right? So we all do that. So you're more than welcome to come and join us. I don't think you need any special training. We would, however, have some kind of an orientation program, a reintegration program, which will be conducted. It's an online program that we have, and you will be made part of some special focus groups where we can discuss and meet with similar people and share your problems, your ideas, and and develop that community. So yes, you can join, and there is no pre-training required. Yeah, I've been kind of observing
So now we are officially starting with the question and answer session part of the webinar, and Mridal will be taking all the questions. So
thank you.
do we pick and choose, Mridal?
I've been kind of, yes, I'll do that. So I've been kind of observing the questions and the trends, right? So what I'm going to do is some of the questions I have answered directly into the question answer section as much as I could, but many of the questions that I see are similar in nature and can be clubbed together. So I'm going to kind of try and answer them, all of them. If that is okay with you, and if I have your permission to not really answer all of them one by one, but maybe
Yes,
club.
yes, sure. You can do it as per your convenience. And if the nature of the questions are the similar, of course, we can
Yeah,
club them all together.
I was asking the attendees, if you think that I have your permission, just type P in the question box. That gives me confirmation that I have your permission. Right, just type P. Okay, good. Thank you, Nisha. Thank you, everyone. So I think there are a lot of questions which are coming in, which says that I have a career break and can I join? The answer is a big yes. If you have a career break, you can join us, right? And this program is all about career reboot. So there is a link specially for career rebooters through which you can apply. Our colleague has pasted that into the chat window already. You can go to that and you can go ahead and apply from there, right? So that's there. So yes, you can. Um, there are people who have asked questions uh, as to as to that they are on a break for maternity, and can they come back, and what will Accenture do to make them comfortable or integrate them into the system. We welcome returning mothers to work. There are and we make it kind of you know a little easier, if I may use that term, but not really in that context, but help them acclimatize to the work environment, and also at the same time take care of their new bonds, and really get acclimatized to the working environment, right? So, and there are special groups which are created which help them do that, right? So yes, returning mothers have. How flexible are the work timings for women employees who are caregivers? See, our businesses are all customer facing, right? And we work along with the customer, and therefore, if the customer is an American customer, we kind of tend to work in the American timelines. If it is an Indian customer, we work during the Indian timelines and so on and so forth. But our leaders would, uh, see how flexible we can make it, and on case to case basis, depending on how critical it is and how we can make it kind of really omni-connected. We tend to make that available for our people, right? Uh, Somebody said, okay.
Mridul, Madhuri has asked, is there any opportunity to work from home in finance sector?
See, as I said, we do not, advocate working from home for a very simple reason. It has got nothing to do with our customers, really, right? You can still work from home and be connected to our customers. But what we have seen is that if you are not connected to your teams, right? If you're not connected to your teams on the ground, the cohesiveness and the bond that needs to get created for an effective teamwork kind of does not work the way that we think it should. During COVID, we all worked from home, but over a period of time, all of us have kind of returned to office. um, I'll direct the question to Srishti and Sunil as well, but I think we are flexible to a certain extent, but we want people to come to office. It is a necessity. Srishti, you want to take the question, please?
Sure, sure. Okay, so we do have hybrid model. Okay, and for at least new joiners, we do recommend them coming to office for the initial period, because as Mridul mentioned, it is important to get familiarized with the team that you're working for. Who are your clients, who are your leaders, what are the different clients that we serve. It really helps you to stay connected. And yes, once you're familiarized, then yes, then we allow the work from home, and but make it a point that there's a certain time where you do come to office and meet your various cross-functional teams. So yes, it's a combination. We do offer that. But for a new transition account, when I say transition account, where it's a new business that we have acquired and we are doing a transition, we want you to be in office. So that's initial six months. And for a already existing client, and if you are a new joiner, there will be a certain period of time, depending on how quick learner you are, that we would recommend you to be in office.
Thank you, Srishti. A lot of questions are coming together, which again, I'm trying to club whether we have opportunities in Kochi, whether we have opportunities in Pune, and so on and so forth. I'm kind of clubbing them all together just to let you know the operations destinations that we have in India right now for operations, and especially for finance and accounts. That's Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, NCR, which is split between Gurgaon and Noida, a little bit of those operations in Jaipur. And yeah, that's primarily. There's a small operations of finance and accounts in Hyderabad as well. And we are coming up with finance and accounts operations in Ahmedabad, but Ahmedabad is not alive yet. We should go alive with Ahmedabad in the next few months, right? So those are the locations that we have where we are operating, especially for finance and accounts, right? Let me just scroll through.
Mridul, many of the ladies, they're asking if there's any specific program for women returning to the workforce and how does that process work for returnees? I think Sunil had already answered it during his session, but still, if you want to share more about the programs that you have.
Yes. So firstly, I'd request, all returnees to, look at the chat window. There's a link for career reboot program. So you don't go through the regular application process, go through the career reboot program application process, right? So that helps us kind of sift the rebooters from the overall applicants that we have. So that's how we track, right? So right from your application to your interview process to your integration into the organization is taken care of by specified programs that we have where we integrate you into the overall ecosystem of the organization. Sunil, you want to elaborate a little more? I know you did touch upon it in your pitch, but you want to share some more thoughts.
So absolutely right. So and thanks, Pradul, right? In fact, returning mother program is, and I've been responding to some of the questions that are related to this topic, right? Returning mothers program is one of the program that we spoke about, career reboot program, wherein we are giving we offer internship as well as the full-time employment tracks are there, right? So people can apply for that, right? So these are the top two programs that are for the returning mothers as well as the career reboot program. But beside those programs, as I was talking about Vahini, as I was talking about LDP program, I was talking about RM program, the high tech edge program, which talks about focusing on AI automation as well as Sol architect themes that are there, right? Specifically for our women colleagues as well. And then there are other programs, but this is for the folks, or this is for the women who are a part of Accenture organization in terms of the women leadership program, or how do we develop future leaders for the women leadership program. But to long story short, career reboot as well as the returning mother program are the top two programs for the folks who have taken a break and want to join back Accenture.
There's a very interesting question, and I think people have asked these questions multiple times. Multiple people have asked a similar question: is there any age limit to applying in Accenture? The answer is, I'll give it a very short and simple answer, right? I'll give you the retirement age at Accenture. That's 60 years, right? And if you want to have a meaningful career with Accenture, you can join anytime before that, but don't make it 59 years, right? It's not really going to work. You're just going to have 1 year. If you want to have exciting career with Accenture, join a little more early, but the retirement age is 60. Okay,
I spotted a very specific question. Can I put that up to you, Mridul?
Yes.
So there's somebody who has asked, I've applied previously for one job at Accenture, and the website says you cannot apply for more than one job. Is it like we can apply for only one job at a time? She's asking.
It depends upon the stage of interview that the person is. I think in this particular case, you can reach out to me directly and give me the CID number, right? And I will have the team look at it. You definitely can apply for more jobs, but if you have been rejected for a certain job, then there's a certain cool-off period after which you can really apply. I cannot comment on this specific case unless I know the details of this case. So I'll request this participant to share his or her CID with me personally, and I will have somebody look at it. Okay, I'm an NGO and an accountant. Will you be able to provide opportunity for me? You work in an NGO. Okay, yes, of course. Why not? You can definitely apply with us. Okay. Somebody said that I've already applied through the regular Accenture website. Now, can I again apply through the reboot program? No, the system will not allow you to do that because you already would have had your application. Again, for such people, I'd request you to just probably share the CID of that has been created, and we will take it on from there. Career Reboot program is online or offline? It's a combination of online and offline, programs. So you apply online, you get interviewed online, and then you join physically. And then there are a lot of programs which help you integrate with the organization. So it's a combination of online and offline. What will be the cost involved for the program? Sorry, there is no cost involved in the program. This is a part of our integration of our of the workforce with the organization. So there is absolutely no cost involved in it. There obviously is an interview process. You crack the interview process, you get into the organization, and that's about it.
Mridul, few ladies, they are asking what specific career path Accenture offer within finance and accounting.
Yeah, I'll direct that question to maybe Srishti.
Okay, again, depending on what stage and with experience and qualification that you join, right? You will have career path, as I said earlier, if you're joining as a procure to pay specialist, then you move on to become a senior analyst, you move as a team lead and a senior team lead, a manager, associate manager, senior manager. That's the career path. But also, it's the scope is broadened, right? If you want to move from accounts payable to record to report or FP&A roles, so multiple opportunities. But it all depends on your prior experience, or if you're a fresher, where do you want to start with?
And which finance and accounting skills are currently in demand at Accenture, Shishi?
Currently, record to report is where we have a lot of opportunities in all these cities that we're talking about, and then comes procure to pay.
Great.
So guys, I think, I'll add to what Srishti said. What are the different skills that we have? I think our skills are also evolving over a period of time, right? So we have right from record to report to procure to pay, collections, like we said. There's a lot of FP&A roles as well, which are also coming across. Taxation is something which is coming up, right? Apart from them, there are roles which are a combination of contracting and controllership roles which are coming up, right? And I see Sunil nodding his head because he is involved in one of them. So there's a lot of roles, guys, which are available right now across industry subsections. And if you ask me, of the total indent that we have today in Accenture, it's more than 65% finance and accounts is what we're dealing with, right? And it's just growing. It's just growing every day. We have a huge pipeline of business coming in, and we are always in need of people.
And is Reboot program specifically for women working in technology department?
No, it's for every Accenture employee who wants to come back and reboot, right? So it's reboot, as the word suggests. You want to reboot your career with Accenture, it's for everybody.
Wow. So anybody from any field who want to explore new avenues and opportunities, they can apply for this program. That's great.
Yes, yes. There are some questions where people have said that I'm from a different domain, but can I apply in FNA? The answer is a yes and a no. I'll tell you why I said it's a yes and a no. See, every organization would want you to have some basic knowledge and skills for that role before you apply, right? So we will help you integrate. We said that, and we are committed to that. But if you are, let's say, from the HRO domain, as somebody has said, I would suggest you to apply for a HRO, because you may not be a direct fit into finance and accounts. You would need to have those basic qualifications that are required. When I say qualifications, I'm not talking about academic qualifications. I'm talking about you understanding the financial concepts and should have worked in finance in some form or fashion in the past. Otherwise, you're going to find it extremely difficult to get through to the interview. But there is no need to despair, because we have opportunities across the board, and folks who are from the HRO field want to continue in the HRO field. The Career Reboot program is not only for FNA, it is also for other streams, right? So you can apply for our opportunities in HRO. In HRO, there are opportunities like talent acquisition, employee services, compensation benefits, and so on and so forth. So there are opportunities across different capabilities, guys, right? So you just have to go through to the Career Rebooter link, apply it from there.
Somebody is asking, is Career Reboot program available in Mumbai?
It is available across the locations that I mentioned, guys. Again, I'll repeat for everybody's benefit. It is Mumbai, Bangalore, NCR, which is National Capital Region, a combination of Noida and Gurgaon, Chennai, and a little bit in Jaipur, and we are coming up in Ahmedabad, which will be live in the next couple of months. Okay, Parul, do you see anything else that you
I'm
see?
just scrolling through the questions. I think many of the folks, they have asked similar kind of questions that you've already answered.
Somebody said, I have 2 decades of FP and F&A corporate experience, currently on a break for 1.5 years. May I have your email ID? You may connect with me on LinkedIn and just share your details over the LinkedIn in mail, please. This is an anonymous attendee, so pardon me, I couldn't get your name. But if you have applied with us, do share your CV along with the CID number that you have in my LinkedIn box, and I'll take it on from there, and somebody from the team will connect with you.
Somebody has asked, what are some of the exciting projects that finance and accounting professionals they are working on at Accenture? Shristi, do you want to take up this?
I mean, we work for multiple clients from all industries, be it manufacturing, retail, banking, all different type of clients, and the client requirement varies. Somebody wants to transform their processes, someone wants to transform their introduce new tools in record to report. So it all depends on what is the client requirement, what is the client vision. So we align our goals along with the client objectives. There are multiple exciting projects going on. Now with Gen AI evolving, we are also having projects around hyper automations. So a lot of opportunities, a lot of exciting things happening.
And there are sorry, Parul, go ahead. So what I was saying that there are a couple of questions, and if I could finitize them, right? People are saying that, for example, Pushpa Chaudhary says that she is on a career break, she's a chartered plus a diploma in IFRS, won't do financial reporting. There are as Mridul was talking about, right? We have opportunities. Srishti spoke about the opportunities of the profile that we are looking from the record to report perspective, of course, right? Please apply to Accenture for the position that you are looking for, specifically the qualification. Pushpa and others, who are the charters as well. We are looking for people who are chartered and can contribute to a record to report and FP&A world as well.
So as we begin to wrap up now, I would like to request all our speakers to kindly share one message that they want to give to the audience who are all there with us today, and or also one takeaway that you want them to carry along with them. We start with Shrishti.
My key message is, we are limited by our thoughts, right? So don't limit yourself with the thoughts, especially women, because we start thinking, oh, I have a child to take care of, I have a family to take care of. We all go through that. So just keep, we should, and I personally believe women's are multitaskers and really good multitaskers, and so just don't limit your thoughts, because we put all our energies to achieve the thought that we are thinking in a mind. So if you have any negative thought, you will put all your energies to follow that. So just have very positive mindset and just say to yourself that you can do it.
Of course. If you think you can do it, you will be able to do it. And if you think you will not be able to do it, you'll never be able to do it. So thank you so much, Shrishti. Sunil, one takeaway that you want our audiences to take away from today's session?
First of all, thank you. I would say the key message from my end would be fearless and keep breaking the ceiling.
Absolutely.
Don't get complacent, I would say. Keep challenging yourself day in, day out.
Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. Mridul?
I think we all talked about, and I echo Sunil, right? Firstly, a thank you to everybody who joined this webinar. I really appreciate your time. I think we talked a lot about serious stuff, right? But Accenture is a place where we have a lot of fun as well, right? And that's a message that I want to leave all of you with. Have fun as much as you can, as much as you can manage. Turn every stress situation into an opportunity to have fun. Crack a joke, shake a leg, and do not let go of any opportunity to have fun, right? Because that's what's going to have you going. So have fun. Today's Friday. I wish you all a very happy weekend. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now I would like to extend a heartfelt thank to all of our esteemed speakers for sharing their expertise, and to all our audiences for being so active and participating throughout the session. Your engagement has truly made this session a success. And before we conclude, I would now want to just, rather make a request to all our audiences to stay connected with Herky platform for regular updates on the career opportunity at Accenture, and do not hesitate to reach out if you have any further questions or inquiry to our team. And also try to take that next step in your career journey. So we know the way to a rewarding career is by taking the important next step in the career journey. So try to take that. And with that, we will wrap up today's session here only. It was wonderful to have you all here. And I'm sure the session was very fruitful for all our audiences in terms of the perspective, the advices that our speakers rolled out for them. So yeah, goodbye, and have a great day, all of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Cheers.